Part 1: A Revolution. According to a report by the International Data Corporation, global spending on AI systems is projected to reach $500 billion by 2027, reflecting a significant increase in AI implementation across various sectors. This surge of adoption speaks volumes about the transformative power of AI in reshaping our world. The rapid advancement of AI technology represents a wealth of economic opportunities, from job creation to enhanced productivity. According to a study by PwC, AI has the potential to contribute up to $15.7 trillion to the global economy by 2030, making it a driving force of economic growth and prosperity. AI isn't just a buzzword, it is a game changer. In the business world, AI-powered algorithms streamline operations, optimize processes, and drive innovation, resulting in increased efficiency and profitability. Take for example Amazon. Amazon uses machine learning to create better demand forecasts, then leverage these forecasts to recommend specific inventory purchases, thus saving costs by not overstocking while making sure there is enough inventory, which in turn helps maintain customer satisfaction. But AI is not only making an impact by helping businesses increase their profitability. Governments at different levels leverage AI for data analysis and strategic decision making, enhancing governance and policy formulation. An example of this is being done by the Department of Veterans Affairs, which is using AI to automatically group feedback into topic areas to ensure that major trends are identified so that the department can act on them and improve its services. AI also offers a beacon of hope for marginalized communities. From personalized healthcare solutions to inclusive hiring practices, AI enables these communities to fostering equality and empowerment. A great example of this is the Swiss multimedia publishing business Ringier. Their AI tool tracks gender representation in headlines, photos, and captions, as well as throughout the main body of its published stories. A report from the World Association of News Publishers says that Ringier-owned titles have achieved a 50-50 male and female split in their readership. Part 2: Pitfalls. Amid the promise of progress, there are legitimate concerns about the drawbacks of AI. Foremost among them is the fear of job displacement. The International Monetary Fund concluded that about 30% of jobs in countries with advanced economies will be negatively impacted due to AI. This alarming trend underscores the urgent need for proactive measures to mitigate the impact on the workforce. Another pressing issue is the use of biased data, which perpetuates systematic inequalities. Consider the case of predictive policing algorithms, which rely on historical crime data that disproportionately target marginalized communities. The biased data fuels algorithm discrimination, leading to unjust outcomes and further marginalization of already vulnerable populations. In 2016, a study published by Georgetown Law Center of Privacy and Technology investigated the use of facial recognition technology by law enforcement agencies across the United States and raised concerns about the lack of regulation and oversight in its deployment. The study highlighted cases where facial recognition systems led to wrongful arrests, misidentifications, and other adverse outcomes, particularly affecting marginalized communities. Some of the findings showed that for the state of Florida, police do not need reasonable suspicion to run a search and can search 24.9 million mugshots in the FBI database and 22 million state driver's license photos. The FBI field offices can search all Florida driver's license photos. Florida's database is searched 8,000 times per month, and there are no audits in existence to stop misuse. Part 3: Ethics. Philosophers throughout history, from Aristotle to Kant, have explored the concept of ethics, the principles that guide our moral conduct. In today's context, ethical AI demands transparency, accountability, and fairness. It requires us to uphold fundamental values such as privacy, autonomy, and justice, ensuring that AI serves the greater good without compromising individual rights. The industry has made efforts to address the ethical implications of AI, but there are inherent challenges within our capitalistic system. Take for instance the case of Yoichi Ito, former director of the MIT Media Lab. Despite being hailed as an AI ethics expert, Ito's ties to Jeffrey Epstein raised questions about his suitability for the role. This incident highlights the need for greater scrutiny and accountability in the selection of AI leaders, as well as the influence of industry funding on ethical discourse. While one can understand the model of capitalism and the interests of businesses in profitability as their main goal, it is difficult not to make parallels to ethical egoism. Thomas Hobbes argued that individuals are naturally driven by self-preservation and the pursuit of their own desires. While businesses are not individuals, they still follow this ideology and ultimately act with the desire for self-preservation in order to profit. While this is true for many organizations, some do engage in social responsibility and philanthropism, and every once in a while this ideology impacts their whole brand. Take for example the mission of Microsoft.
To empower every person and every organization on the planet to achieve more.
It is easy to compare this way of thinking with utilitarianism. In the 1700s and 1800s, Jeremy Bentham, who is considered as the father of this ideology, proposed that the basis for moral decision making is advocating for actions that produce the greatest happiness for the greatest number. This is a very important step for all companies to take. However, it is imperative to always remember that companies will ultimately look for their profitability, and we as consumers have the power to sway how companies act. There is a saying that goes, every dollar you spend is a vote, which argues we as consumers have sovereignty. This is a very powerful fact we should always have in mind. Part 4. Duty. As individuals, we can do more than just being consumers. While ethical beliefs may vary among individuals, there are common ethical frameworks that many members of society adhere to. These include parts for deontology, such as Immanuel Kant's belief that a universal moral law governs us as rational beings and our actions, John Locke's theories on natural rights, particularly the right to life, liberty and property, and moral duties to justice and non-maleficence as theorized by W.D. Ross. We also incorporate elements from utilitarianism, virtue ethics, social contract, care ethics, and rights-based ethics. We, as individuals who are part of this society, must realize that we cannot rely solely on industry insiders to shape the ethical trajectory of AI. It is our ethical responsibility to actively engage in the conversation and advocacy surrounding AI ethics. By amplifying diverse voices and perspectives, we can mitigate bias. This ensures that AI serves the needs of all members of society. Whether we are part of the industry or not, we all have a role to play in promoting ethical AI. We can be educators, and we must demystify AI and advocate for its responsible implementation. It is our ethical responsibility to educate on the right use of AI and advocate for the ethical creation of AI. Above all, we must recognize and remember that AI is just a tool, and it is us as humans who will determine its use. Take a hammer, for example. It can be used to build a house or to hurt someone. Just like that, AI can either uplift others or oppress them. Our society is our home, and we have an ethical responsibility to ensure that it is built on a foundation of integrity, equality, and justice. Together, we need to wield the power of AI responsibly and shape a future where technology serves humanity's best interests, not the other way around.